Fupa danglers. Multicam black red thread Fupa danglers. Multicam black medium clothes bags. Multicam black red thread fanny packs. This is going to be a short one tonight. We got some weather going on. I got other stuff I got to get into tonight. It's been a long weekend. Free bags for Flag Day. Those will ship a bunch of orders tomorrow. Some belts that were cut tonight. OD black butt packs if you want one of those. Send an email. We'll make sure you get one. Multicam black orange thread tool aprons. Monica, what's up? How are you? Haven't seen you in a bit. Carter Lee, how are you? JT, what's up? Landfill, what's going on? How's everybody's weekend? Joe Sondag, what's up? Easy K, what's up, man? Subloads over here. Multicam, Rallyman subloads. Arid, Rallyman subloads. Come with 2 leg straps and a hanger. DA, Gen 2s with smokes. These will carry 2 308 or 3 5.56 mags, 2 AKs. Raid zippered knife pouches. Doing good. Been going to bed early last month or so, but not today. Right on. Friend is on life support and I can't. Oh, that sucks, buddy. Philippe, what's up? Tyler, what's up? John Witherspoon, what's going on? Front yard definitely water. Yeah, us too. We just started raining. It's pretty light. I was outside doing stuff from 2 to about 8 o'clock. Got a lot done out there. Had a tree branch come down, smashed a section of fence line, so I had to get that stood back up. Having the skid steer helps. Just put a tooth bucket on, get inside the woven wire and kind of pull it up and then wire it back in place. Corbett, what's up? Philippe, 3-month member, right on, thank you. For people that don't know, we have a membership here. There's a ton of content behind the membership wall. There's $1, $5, and $10 level. You get more at the higher levels. Pulling the Thread podcast, if you guys have seen any of those shorts that are going viral, that's a podcast we do. And at $10 membership, you get those right away. There are 30. We're filming tomorrow. We'll film episode 30. Don't want to pay that? That's fine. You don't have to. They come out public, and like number 9 or 10 is out public. So they're about 4 months behind for free. Worst is supposed to hit us between. Yeah, apparently Dyersburg had a little tornado, so that might kick something off here. Chainsaw workshop. Yeah, I learned a ton of shit, John. There was a ton of stuff I had no idea about with chainsaws. We had a chainsaw workshop here, had about 20 people show up, if you're not sure what he was talking about. We actually opened it up to locals for free. It's $100 to attend. We gave it to the locals for free. Not a single person showed up for free. DJ Guzman, 10 months. Wow, thanks, man. I think we had a good time this weekend. Tons of food. Everybody hung out. A lot of video, lots of video from 4, 5 different camera angles. Santiago, what's up? Took the family fishing. Cool. Did you guys catch anything? Is that freshwater fishing or saltwater fishing? Well, hello, Lion. Bob, what's up, man? Happy Father's Day. Chris Watkins, what's up, buddy? Man, you have a lot to teach. I don't think we even scratched the surface on that. Chase Peoples, what's up? Up in Crestline. I don't know where Crestline is. That freshwater or saltwater? Oh, freshwater, I see you said. Right on. Dean Conrad, what's up? Happy Father's Day. Philippe, Gregory Lake. Very cool, man. Very cool. Did you guys catch some fish? Thank you, Monica. Yeah, missed opportunity. It always is, man. It always is. Chainsaw Similar, excellent. Great instruction by Chris. Chuck Peoples, good to meet you in person. Mark, man, thanks for coming out, dude. Next to Big Bear. Oh, cool. Yeah, we used to fish up around there. There's a lake in Julian too. Wore out. Yeah, I'm fucking wore out. First day of slalom ski. Oh, slalom skiing. Right on. Derek Rohn. Have a good night, man. Tom Roberts. No fish. Good time with the family. Right on. Might have missed you saying it earlier, but what is the chainsaw videos going to be used for? We did a chainsaw workshop here, so we filmed a lot of it. We're just going to use it to put together for shorts for the next one. So we'll have some content up there, and we'll hold another event and expand it out. Calling it a chainsaw workshop really probably wasn't the best title. It should probably be like wood processing, different things that you can do with it. It's not just chainsaw, but there is a heavy emphasis in there because most of it starts with a chainsaw. Peck Perspective, what's up? Chainsaw saps look to be oh fuck yes, man. Hell yes. Every aspect, probably every 5-10 minutes, you had a good example of why you should be wearing chainsaw chaps. Just like which side do you hold the saw on? Which way is it going to kick back? I didn't know that. Like which way do you feed? Where do you stand when you feed the wood chipper? Which way does it kick back? Like I didn't know that either. And I've used that shit for a lot. Stephen People, what up? Arborist course? Not really an arborist course. More like wood handling, right? What are you going to do with it? Do you want to cut it into dimensional lumber? Do you want to store it? Do you want to cut it up? Is it just to dispose of it? How are we going to dispose of it? Are we going to store it for firewood? What's the best way to store it? Store it for firewood? How to handle it? How to put the least physical amount of labor into it? You can put very little labor, but it costs more dollars. Chaps are far cheaper than a murder. Fuck yeah. Packed a lot of stuff in that one class. Holy cow, yeah. Yeah. And now we know how to compress it and put even more information into it. Just seen Camo Cat. Chainsaw Chap clips of your IG story was really interesting. Yeah. I had never seen them hit, man. They do that fast. They shut that chain down fast, and it fucking destroys those chaps. You can't convince your 70-year-old dad to wear chaps. Talk about the best way to store mixed fuels. No, there's really not a way to store mixed fuels. The way to store mixed fuel is just fucking use it up. The general consensus from everybody was do not store a saw with fuel in it. And that, like when I'm mixing fuel, I'm mixing 1 gallon so that I don't have it mixed up. If you're going to store it, take it out of the small container and, store it into a metal Euro can. They make those Euro cans smaller too. Yeah, the chap short was good, Josh, man. Missed you this weekend, buddy. Amazing how fast he took down those 2 trees. And ground them up. Yeah, and John, that's not even a good example because think about how many times he had to stop so that we could hear him talk. I've seen those guys work. They would have in that time they could have taken down all 5 of those trees if it wasn't for the audience. When Chris and his crew work, they are super, super fast. Chris was, probably really thrown off by an audience there and then having to convey each piece of information and say it several different ways so that everybody absorbed it. It destroys the chaps, not your legs. Yep. We've got some 3-mag shingles here in multicam black. Any of you ninjas out there? For people that don't know, those will hold AK mags or M4 mags. Heard of using canola oil for bar oil. Anyone else ever try that? I've not heard of that. I don't know why you would. I mean, maybe if you had to press your own canola oil when society breaks down. But I mean, bar oil is so available. You can buy 55-gallon drums of it if you want to. But bar oil is not expensive. The general consensus, because I asked it several times, this cat down here looking at this bug zapper. But the general consensus is it doesn't really even matter which oil you use. You'd be better off eating the canola. I run diesel motor oil in pinch for, okay, in a pinch. I see what, maybe, yeah, as a pinch. Any advice on getting rid of big tree stump? Thinking of burning it out. But yeah, you could totally burn it out, Ed. You could burn it out. You can grind it. They have all kinds of grinders. You can have a tree company come out and that'll do stump grinding. You could take and, cut it quite a bit with circular saws across the top, hatch it, pour fuel on it and burn it out. I mean, there's a ton of stuff you could do. Excavator, pull it out. I've pulled a lot of stumps out with excavators. Even with mini excavators, I've pulled a lot of stumps out. If you leave them in the ground, they just kind of rot, and eventually they'll just, they're super easy to pull out. What did I just stumble upon? This is special operations equipment. This is my shop. I do a live almost every night at 9 o'clock. There's over 4,000 videos on this YouTube page. We talk homesteading, lifestyle design, business, mindset, relationship. I started this company 35 years ago as a very young man. I'm 52 now and moved from San Diego to the middle of nowhere, small town USA in Tennessee, to work in a one-room shop and just have a house and kind of live, grow a garden. And then I grew the business again, and then bought this property. It's 10 acres. It's got a 10,000-foot building on it that was vandalized. There was no copper, no electricity, no plumbing inside the building. Bought a shell. And then eventually we built it out, put my company in this building, which was not the original plan, and we kind of homestead on this property. So you are probably here because I have a ton of video shorts that are going viral. And then we've been doing some videos like with Wrangler Star and other large YouTube channels. So, but the real reason you're probably here is because somebody interacts with my social media, and that spurs your algorithm to see us here. Taking out a few stumps by drilling 2 holes and make a rocket stove. That'd be good if you could access the side of it down deep enough. Be super careful. Pulling stumps, very easy to flip equipment doing that. So I've not ever pulled stumps. I dig around them and then just unearth them with an excavator and pull them out. Neighborhood, subscribe. You'll hear something you like and something you hate. Yeah. Explosive. They're way more fun. That was Warcat. That's okay. That's who we're calling Warcat. Tannerite, guys. For real though, for real, Tannerite's fun. I was there when they had 50 pounds of Tannerite in a car. The hood flew off. James Yeager had told a National Geographic film crew to move back, and they did. And he's like, no, move way back and over to the left. And that hood actually landed where they had moved back to. It would have hurt somebody or killed them. But there are a lot of people messing around with Tannerite and the deck of a lawnmower or the door of a refrigerator. Like, it is very dangerous. So, like, play with it, have fun with it, but be aware it can kill you, right? And it would be a shame to be out having a great day, shooting and messing around with some targets and some Tannerite, and one of your children get hurt, right? So just be very careful with it. Love my 2A and got tons of equipment. Right on, man. Right on. Came across this channel through Spirco. Man, I've been doing stuff with Jack since day one. Episode 3, he was posting on the AR-15 survival forums as modern survival. And that's how I met Jack. And I liked what he was doing so much, I sent him a bunch of slings and a bunch of other equipment to use for listener giveaway, listener appreciation to grow the audience. And now I'm actually I'm friends with Jack Spirko. I talk to him pretty frequently. He's been here to the events here, Self-Reliance Festival that we have here on the compound. He's been here 4 times now, and I think he's coming out to the next one October 14th and 15th. Get more kids. Shooting Tannerite inside things is a gamble. Yeah, we had replaced the target inside a 3D deer target, life-size deer target. We took that block that goes in there, and my guys hollowed it out and put a can of Tannerite in there. And when it went off, we couldn't even find the target. We found part of the metal stand and one of the plastic antlers, but there was not a piece of foam bigger than probably 2 inches left out of that whole thing that remained. 3.5 under a push mower. Someone left in the national grasslands, launched the thing 150 yards straight up, and that point I realized the power. Yeah, it is powerful, man. It's a contact binary explosive. You don't know what you're doing with Tannerite, don't mess with it. Just use it as the instructions say, you know, to start with. Algorithm. Taking out a few stumps, drilling. Okay, I think we've read all these. Is the Stihl fuel worth the cost, 40 a gallon? Heard it's stable for 5 years. So I don't know about that, Bob. But yes, everybody said they use the pre-mixed version. Even the guys from co-op, the big Tennessee co-op guys were out here, and they said that's what they use. Chris buys his off the pump because he uses it so frequently. Scully buys the pre-mixed version also, and several of the dudes here say, yeah, it's just I don't have to mess with it. It works every time. So I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot of research out there. I went and picked up 10 gallons of non-ethanol fuel yesterday morning, but it's not mixed up yet, right? When I need it, I mix it 1 gallon at a time. And as you know, it's not the mixing it up it's how you store it. It's going to be the lightweight volatiles off gassing, right? So if you have a very tight container, a Euro can or one of those metal safety cans, it's going to last a lot longer. Evan Dixon, what's up, buddy? Husqvarna or Stihl, which is better? I have a lot of Husqvarnas. I think I have 6 or 7 of them. I have one Stihl. Let me tell you this, okay? When you pull that side cover off, to change the bar, if your brake isn't in the right position on the Husqvarna, you know how that coil spring in there? It's a bitch to get it back clocked right, to get it out of tension. It doesn't happen with the Stihl chainsaw. Just that right there, just that one specific reason, I would buy Stihl over Husqvarna. And I have a bunch of Husqvarnas. I have Husqvarna Pro saws. I have Husqvarna consumer saws. But just that, the way the Stihl is made, that doesn't happen with the Stihl saw. Yes, you've used burnt motor oil in the past for bar oil. There we go. Any good footage from the chainsaw class? Scott, I've been putting up clips on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We do have some video coming, but it's not going to be the class. We didn't have anybody mic'd up. There was a lot of surrounding noises, so we're not putting a video package out for it. £1 charge under a gallon of diesel sent a fireball 30 feet diameter, 100 foot in the air, and we felt the heat 70 warlike. Put a couple bags of flour on top of that next time. You'll get an awesome fireball and an amazing rooster tail. Love the 18 mag shirt. Lots of fist bumps at Little League. Maybe made some new friends. Definitely identified some non-friends. That's an interesting thing, isn't it? who gives you the side eye and the stink eye, and who gives you the head nod. Man, I wore last weekend, we were out in Nashville, and I wore the American flag shirt that says, "This is my pride shirt," right? This is my pride flag. It's a big American flag, says God, guns, country, family on there. And I got so many fist bumps and head nods. If there was an old timer there, a dude in a wheelchair, a dude on a hover round, any person like over 60 years old, every single man over 60 years old gave me the head nod or the right on. I probably had 20 people tell me they love my shirt. A woman walked up and she said, "I love your shirt." Like, it gives you hope, right? Out in liberal ass Nashville. I'm sure there was some stink eye, but anytime somebody looks shitty to me, I go out of my way to make them feel uncomfortable and be super polite to them. "Hey, how's your day? I hope you have a great day. I hope you're doing what you want to do." Like, I really make them have a conversation with me. Evan Toolman Tim had a radio guy on tonight and mentioned you a couple of times, suggested people buy their radios from you. Right on. Good evening, John. Absolutely, Breeze. Yeah. Kill them with kindness, yes. Or just drown them if that doesn't work. People in Priuses tend to drive into bodies of water, right? We can decide whether we want to save them or not. Mom is interested in buying more property in Nashville once we get out in October. She's looking at condos and apartments to invest in. Man, I would tell you to just get something with some more land further out. For what you're going to pay for condos and apartments, you could buy something further out with actual property. Air show Friday. Air temp raised 20 degrees when F-22 turned to fly. That's cool, man. Isn't that fucking awesome? And they usually have some pretty patriotic music on when that happens. What's up with the new pull start on Stihl? Pull the cord slow and release. Almost ripped the cord out of one, figuring the thing out. At Chris Watkins. Sounds like a you problem. They have like a gentle pull chainsaw. They have 3 in the line of easy starts. Davis would say, "You're off my tourniquet list." Yeah, I like it. Fred Wino, what's up? Own your own property or rent from BlackRock. Michael Dock, what's up, buddy? How are you? How was your weekend, man? Did you do anything fucking awesome? Got anything cool to show for the weekend? Any accomplishment? I need bigger batteries for my Milwaukee chainsaw. I got about 20 cuts out of one of them, but my chain's fried too. That little guy right there. See how big that battery pocket is? The battery that goes in that fucking thing that fills that pocket is like $350. Give that mofo a head wound approved tourniquet. Split my toe riding my bicycle in sandals today. Oh man, we did a whole thing about how men shouldn't wear sandals or Crocs. There's some shorts on YouTube. You really should read the comments because they are fucking insane. People are like, "Oh, well, Jesus wore Crocs." Jesus parted water and raised the dead too, motherfucker. That's not you. Opinion on electric chainsaw. 75% of what I need to do with a chainsaw, I could do with an electric chainsaw. If you're a homeowner, electric chainsaw, awesome. Want to carry it around one-handed, throw it in the basket on a four-wheeler or side-by-side, cut limbs and debris on the side of the trail, awesome. You want to do real tree work, like if you're going to cut actual trees down, you need a gap. You really need 3 or 4 saws anyways. It's like trying to play golf with one golf club. Stihl saw has an engine decompression button to make starting easier. Yep. Kentucky Sustainable Living. What's up, buddy? I think we're gonna come out to your dealio. Kentucky Sustainable Living has an event coming up here. Throw some information out so that they might find you, buddy. Unfortunately, when this conversation is over and we end the video, you guys don't see the comments from people. I don't know why it does that. Facebook, you still see the comments. You can click on them and find the people, but these you can't. So, Scully's opinion on BlackRock filling with SEC on Friday to launch their own Bitcoin fund trust. Tommy, ask that question on Patreon. Scully will be here tomorrow, and we will read the Patreon questions. We're going to film quite a bit tomorrow morning. Shoes used in Idiocracy were Crocs. Yes, sir, they were. Going to pick up a cheap Troy-built 18-inch chainsaw for small home jobs. Why? Just out of curiosity, why? Why get a cheap Troy-built? Why not get an inexpensive Stihl or Husqvarna? Why Troy-built? I've never in a million years would you say what brand chainsaw. I didn't even know Troy made chainsaws. Jason, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for handling the meat. Thank you for handling the meat. Jason brought out a ton of pulled pork, a bunch of smoked bologna. My guy Jeremy made some fucking awesome chicken. We had so much food this weekend. Everybody got to eat as much as they wanted. Feel like smaller Stihls are like only a couple hundred. They are like the 170s and stuff. Stihl 362 all day. Yeah, but that's a big saw, buddy. Like you still probably need a smaller saw. I actually went to buy a 170 and came home with a 3 something. And the big the 270, 271, when you get into the pro saws, there's a big difference between the pro saw and the consumer saw. Pawn shop Stihl. Man, if you go to an actual Stihl dealer though, they've got 70, 80 models. Like you don't even need to buy a used Stihl saw. Farm Boss dude was using. Yeah, I've got a couple Farm Bosses. It's 311. I went to buy a 270, bought home a 311. Rancher's what I have, not Farm Boss. I've got that's a 460. I've got a 455. 136. Here's Amanda's Echo. I've got a 327 XP. When you get into the XPs, those are fucking complete different animals. Like that Farm Boss, yeah. Good point. I didn't have research done with Troy-built brand. Just have a few logs large at my rental to cut smaller. Got it. I'm not telling you don't buy Troy-built. I've never heard of. I didn't even know Troy-built made chainsaws. Man, you get you a Husqvarna or Stihl. Like those are really the only two that are ever in a conversation of which brand. Echo's got some good shit too. And I think Echo's Japanese. Okay, weekend was good, man. I got a lot of shit done today. Kentucky Sustainable Living. It was a pleasure getting to meet you. Yeah, that's a good dude. I always have a good conversation when he's around. That's a bunch of chainsaws. Doom Trooper would be proud. I don't know what Doom Trooper is. Basically went on Home Depot and filtered lowest price gas saws. Got it. My bro tried to start his Husqvarna with old gas in it, killed it instantly. It didn't kill it. It just didn't run, right? The saw's not dead unless the fuel was, I don't know, maybe the oil. I can't imagine that the oil went out of the premix. It probably just fouled the plug. But when you store a chainsaw with old fuel in it, the fuel typically, because it absorbs moisture and shit, it eats out the carburetor, it eats out the fuel line. You can tune it and do stuff with it, but you're better off dump the fuel out when you're done or run it till the fuel's out. And if you're done with it and there's still fuel, dump the fuel out and run the saw until it stops running so that it's out of fuel. The saw I used the most yesterday was the 261 Stihl Pro saw. It does have a Farm Boss bore on it. Got it. Echo is a mix Japan, China, and US. Grateful for all the time you guys spend with us. Evan. It was awesome sitting down and actually having dinner with you guys. And then we left the restaurant and stood there for another hour. Always good conversation. Ethanol, hydroscopic, so use ethanol-free gas, yes. Really like the 194 201T Stihls for home use, especially for the ease of one-handed operation. Yeah, they make a saw called the Old Man Saw, and there's at least 3 in that line, and it's super easy to start. Scully's got one. Anybody with shoulder issues or wrist problems, anything like that, man, that saw is good to go. Have a list of ideas written out from the drive home. Awesome, man. Are we hiring? Depends, man. We're always hiring the right guy. Just depends. You need to come to one of our things, meet us, see what we're about, see how you fit in. It's more important that we get along with you than to be able to do the job. We can teach somebody the job. But if you're a dude that sits and you're a dude that doesn't move quickly, if you're a dude that is always on a mission and moves quickly, you will fit in. If you don't move as fast as I move, you will not fit in here. Top mounted throttle handle instead of being mounted clear at the tail. Yeah, they have those are like arborist saws and climbing saws and stuff like that. Good tip to run the fuel out. I'm guilty of having 20 things right now that won't. Me too, Tommy. Me too. Every time we have an event, I call a couple dudes I know and I'm like, hey, I got some work. If you want to come do it, what do you need done? I need you to start all the small engines. I need you to charge all the batteries. I need you to make sure that everything with wheels will start up and we can move it. And that's an entire day's worth of work here. To work at SUE, you have to own squeaky shoes. Check, roger that. What are the hours? Dude, it doesn't matter what the hours are. You need to come meet us first. Are you local here? Most of the people that work here moved here from other states to come work here. Yeah, don't you gum. Can't wear Crocs. There ain't no chair. Like you're not gonna sit in a chair when you work here. You're gonna be outside in the rain. You might be struck by lightning. You better have really big fucking calluses on your hands. If you've ever complained, like if you've ever missed a day of work because your tummy hurt, then I'm not hiring. Like I don't have a position right now. I will always hire the right guy, but I don't ever need a guy. Great for the average suburban homeowner, great for camping. Still has decent sized barn power. Yeah, no skinny jeans. All right, guys, I'm about to jump off of here. Brandel wears skinny jeans. Those are joggers, though. Brandel's actually sponsored by Flag Nor Fail. Rob sent Brandel a ton of fucking clothes and shit. Are tree ropes static or dynamic? Is it safe to use retired climbing or rappelling lines? Bob, that's a good question, right? We actually talked about that yesterday. That is a good question. Are the large clothes? Yeah, large clothes bags will be coming. Sewed up TK4 pouch off your build video, but my dimensions were off. So now a Zippo pouch. But all you got to do now, right? You know what your dimensions were, right? Now take that same thing and double it, or triple it, or do whatever you need to do. You know how to do the build. Now just make it wider and then write it down once it's correct. When I build stuff, it takes 3, 4, 5 times. That triple radio pouch we just did with Radio Made Easy and Wrangler Star, I built that thing damn near 20 times before I got it right. They make both for tree climbing. selfreliancefestival.com. But if you get on these live feeds, I talk about it. Like this event we did this weekend was not Self-Reliance Festival. The only event you're going to see at Self-Reliance Festival is Self-Reliance Festival. We do a lot of other stuff here. Like this event this weekend was not that. So you just get on my email and text list. Like we've been talking about this chainsaw workshop for close to 6 months. Have any videos of anything just basic sewing with a machine? Yeah, they're on this YouTube page. There's 4,000 videos on this page. I do a series called Full Build, and I take a product and we build it. There's a ton of tips in there. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. I'm up early in the morning. We got a lot of shit to do tomorrow. Everybody have a good night. Chris, if you could please get with Bob. If you don't know how to get a hold of Bob, I'll put you guys together so that we can get the correct information for Bob. Lockpicking entry. Hey, check out Sky Pirate Actual for that. You want lockpicking? Sky Pirate Actual. Check out my friend Ed Manifesto. Check him out. Those are the dudes for non-permissive environment stuff. There's a few other dudes too, but Sky Pirate Actual is where I would start for you. We will probably bring, Ed might be coming in for Self-Reliance Festival. He's got a block of instruction that we're talking about operating during a counterinsurgency or during an occupation. And I want to have him do that here. He's presenting at Byron Rogers' event in Vegas. And then I want to have him come out and do that. We got my buddy Andrew from Combat Art. He's coming in and doing a block of instruction on patrolling for the homestead. What it takes to actually secure a homestead, how many people, sleep patterns, all that kind of stuff, right? How many people you need as you scale the size of your compound or acreage. Fun for just learning and info on LPL, not familiar with him. Samson makes one called Stable Braid. Lockpicking Lawyer. Deviant Olam are good too. Awesome. I will check them out. Did outdoor wilderness training Colorado with ex-SF medic named Sam Kaufman. So an 18 Delta. Right on. Right on. Lockpicking Lawyer. I got a buddy that does that puts on some live tissue labs. If you're interested in that, we can discuss getting you in touch with those guys. I'm sure they will be doing another one soon in the future here. Bosnian Bill has some good ones. Right on. Awesome. Good info, guys. All right. I'm out of here.